we're still kind of in the exposition phase of this show, meaning there's not really a lot of action in the show. Heck, I don't even think a single blaster is fired this episode, but at least the exposition is interesting. I enjoyed how the episode starts off establishing the dynamic between Cassian and Luthen, and I thought it was cool how Luthen is this master of disguise, and he dons his wig, his very expensive robe, and he acts like the spy by posing as the seller of rare artifacts. He's got this little shop where he pretends to be a seller, but it's really just a front for getting rebellion information. And, I thought him letting Cassian borrow his kyber crystal, that's a nice little touch of foreshadowing to what's going to happen to Cassian later in Rogue One. It's sort of a dark way. I also enjoyed how, the shop he runs is a front for rebellion information, and then, of course, we meet none other than Mon Mothma. Which brings me to my next point. We meet Mon Mothma's husband, and it seems like they don't like each other very much. So that makes me wonder why they're married. Like, is it for political reasons? I doubt we'll get answers to that because she's not the main character and it's not that important. But it is an interesting little observation. It is kind of an interesting question that ran through my mind. And then we get the subplot about the Imperial officers, and I'm sorry, they're just not that interesting to me. I don't care that they failed their mission. I don't care about these Imperial officers. If you're going to have the Imperials be the villains, have someone like Tarkin or someone who has a lot of screen presence. To me, these villains are still kind of generic. There aren't any where I'm like, yes, I like that villain. I want to see more than ones. Like, nah, they're all kind of nameless and generic to me. I did enjoy learning about a new Star Wars planet, though. We meet a new planet called Aldhani. And there's this thing about how every 3 years there's this event that's kind of like a meteor shower, and that's a cool idea. I don't know if the it happens every 3 years thing was intentional or coincidence, but there was a time when Star Wars movies came out every 3 years, so I don't know if that was a reference to that or if that was just a coincidence. That seems like a very specific amount of times. That's probably intentional. I don't know. This episode ended with them discussing the plan, which you should never do. There's exceptions to this, but generally, if you tell the audience the plan is going to fail. I have learned this from watching TV shows. If characters TV show tell you the plan beforehand, the plan will fail. If they go, okay, here's what we're going to do, and then it cuts off to them actually executing the plan without letting the audience in on it, then it succeeds. But they go, here's the plan, we're going to do this, then we're going to... It usually fails. There's exceptions, but most of the time, that's what happens. So I think we just set up Cassian and this new band of ragtags up to fail. But either way it plays out, I'm excited for next week. The show is still a bit slower, but the story is interesting enough that it is an interesting little bit of Star Wars story.